Hey everybody, just wanted to show you what I've been doing lately. As you can tell, if you look all the way down this bus, on every single rib I have mounted a piece of cedar from a 2x4 that I've cut to the contour of the bus using a bandsaw. Like this is one of my patterns that I use for the radius down here, and this was one from this radius. Now each of these, the reason why we did this is because we could have mounted directly into these ribs, but mounting directly into the metal was just going to create a lot of headache, and we wanted to know that we had a really good mounting surface to go into. So I went ahead and mounted these. They're all mounted using at least two, some of them have three, but most of them only have two, and they're these big heavy-duty self-drilling screws. And these things are biting and they just dig right in there. So these things aren't going to go anywhere. I went ahead and laid a bead of silicone between each board and the rib, just to make sure that we're not going to have any sort of movement down the road. It kind of works as a gasket almost, and it's not used as an adhesive, just to kind of cushion the in-between. So I've gotten those down, and then I am also taking this foam rolls right here. It's actually Sil-Seal, where we're going to take this and it will be cut to size, but it's going to run on between every rib and our actual paneling. Now if you notice, these strippers are they're 1/4 of an inch lower than the actual rib, so that allows us that little bit of airspace that we're creating less friction between the actual interior body, the ceiling, and the actual ribs and body of the bus. Alright, so this morning I went into town and I went ahead and picked up all my panels for my ceiling. What I ended up using is this. It's a 1/4 inch wiggle wood, and it's bending plywood, and it's made of birch. And as you can tell, it bends quite nicely, and it will make the radiuses that we need inside the bus. Now, to treat this plywood, because it's unfinished, we've been taking them over here and we've been sanding them down. And all you're really doing, you're not actually sanding into the surface, you're taking off this fine hair, the burrs on top. So your sealer or your stain is going to adhere better. Now, after we get this taken care of, bring it over to the other side of the shop. And this is where I set up. I have an airless sprayer, and I'm using a Quick 15 wood sealer, and I'm spraying 3 coats on each sheet. And this is kind of what they look like. It gets a nice, real potent color coming out of it when you once you seal it, because as you can tell, it's kind of bland and white. You add the sealer to it, it gives it really good, rich tones. If you take a look at a couple of the pieces that are already done out here, you're really able to see the full spectrum of the reds, the tinges of green and browns, and it just gives it a really nice look. And when we panel this, it's going to look really good in the bus. To mount these to those wooden ribs that I made, I'm using a stainless steel K-lath screws. They're 1.25 inches, and it's going to give it a really nice appearance. Because if you're going to have a visible screw, you don't want it to be black or zinc. You want it to have that professional appearance. And so I decided to bite the bullet and pay for the stainless steel. 27 bucks a bag of 100, so it's only 27 cents a screw, which is better than a lot. So I hope you like what we've done so far, and stay tuned to see it when I actually have them up in the bus.